I'm doing Couples Retreat Season 3, Episode 3. And they start off after Kendra is trying to get out the door and then Jock locks her in. So she walks out and she steps in, and Shamari, to speak to Shamari about her situation with Jock. Kendra's talking about, they just got into it, and then, Shamari's like, I heard you guys, what's going on? She's like, we just getting into it, we just had an argument, and then how she's upset about how things went between them two. How upset she is in reference, and then next minute Kendra starts talking about adding another child, and how she wants family and she wants a child, but she doesn't know because she doesn't want to add to the burden that he already has. He already has 9 children already. I'm just like, why would you want to have a child with him and he already has 9 children, man? Like, no. And she says she isn't sure. She's got to work on herself, and then Shamari said that she got to look at herself first, like what she needs to work on first before she starts trying to, add to her family and things like that. Self-care, self-love, everybody what's best for her, what she wants to do at the moment. Because another child, I don't think it's a smart idea because they're already having issues as it is, and their communication is piss poor. So if they bring a child into that's not going to be a positive situation, Definitely not going to be a positive situation with the arguing, and then they're not getting along, and they're having arguments, and it's about him cheating. So I'm guessing because she keeps bringing it up that he's currently still cheating, because she just keeps bringing up the fact that he cheated and bringing up how she's with him and how he's cheating, how he embarrasses her, how he behaves himself. So for me, I feel like maybe she's like basically cheating, but she's not saying that he's cheating on her currently. She's just talking about from before. So for me, if he's currently cheating, he needs to be specing it up or talking about it like Tiana is doing with Fat Boy. You got to say it like so that people can understand why you're so upset, because everybody thinks that you're still upset about what happened years ago. So if it's something current, she needs to say currently he is cheating on me. That is the problem. Because if it's still the past, then she should never got married to him. That's in my opinion. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. If it happened in the past and you went past it and married him, then that means that you went on. If you still didn't have trust from him from what he did from before, you shouldn't have ever married him. But I think currently that he's cheating on her still, because other than that, why would she still be bringing that up? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And I understand sometimes when people break your trust, maybe that's why she's still doing it. But I don't know. That don't make sense to me. If it's from the past, then that don't make sense. If it's something current, which makes more sense why she's still upset, up in arms, then she needs to say that. Just like Tiana saying with Fat Boy. Like, it's something current that happened. Or something that's happened currently. Like, girls are hitting him, trying to holler at him. And it's causing issues between them because she doesn't trust him or something like that. She needs to say it, though, because I'm totally confused with them. And then next scene is AJ meets up with Fallon and Jalen. And he says that he feels, safety in the situation. But then AJ says that she doesn't believe it because she doesn't see it. Like she doesn't see that when he's with her that she feels secure. And just from, like, last time when we were talking, how he feels away, like he closed his mouth about the situation with Simon in regards to Fallon because she didn't want him, and the fact that she like kind of makes decisions for them and speaks up for them, and he doesn't get to say so or to talk about it. So that's what she was seeing. And then he says he doesn't feel respected. He gets ridiculed, and he's taking care of 7 people, which is a lot for him. And he just feels like, if I'm taking care of you and 4 other children and all of that and other people as well, I just feel like you can't tell me what to do. Like, you can't sit here and boss me around and tell me where I can go and what I can't do. Like, I'm grown. Like, that's not your place to do that. That's what he's telling her. And I'm just like, he has a point. Like, how you in a relationship with someone and understand, like, she went through something really horrible with Simon, but you can't be making him basically, like, take the back burner, or not back burner, but take up for what Simon did. Like, make him feel the pain that you should have gave to Simon. And now you treating him like that and trying to control everything because you couldn't control that situation with Simon. And that's what it is. I think that's part of what it is. And then AJ kind of speaks to Fallon like, "Do you trust men? Do you like them? Do you like men?" And she said, she said, "Not in the sexual way. I mean, like, do you like them? Do you love them? Whatever. Besides the sexual thing," she said, "No, I don't." She says she was molested by a man and she doesn't trust any man, only her ex around her daughter, and she has animosity towards Simon and Portia because she was with him for 5 years, and it took him 13 days to tell her to get out of where they were living together and to leave his household. He made it seem like she didn't have no parts in that, and she was like really hurt about the situation between what Portia and Simon did to her, and she was with him for 5 years, so it's a lot for her. And Jalen said that he loves Fallon. And AJ says that they need to take a break, like time apart, to work on their individual issues and problems in order to be together. In order to be in a successful relationship, they have to work on themselves before they can be anything, so they should take a break. So I think they kind of said that that's what they were going to do. But I do agree with AJ what she's saying. They need a break, and Fallon needs to get that through her head, because I feel like she wants to work on stuff, but she wants to stay in a relationship. But I think that they should totally just break it off for a while. Like, still co-parents, still be there for the kids and stuff like that, but I think that they need to take time away from each other, that they shouldn't be in a relationship at this point, because they have some serious issues, because she's saying she doesn't even like being with men, period. Like, she has a lack of trust for men from something that happened before she even met Jalen, which is basically her taking out her past pain on him. And she didn't even tell Jalen. Jalen didn't even know that had happened, so she only told Simon. And I think the reason why she didn't tell Jalen is because she told Simon, and then she got treated the way she got treated. So now she's basically like, I don't want to even tell you things that are close to me like that, because I don't want to tell you and then for you to use it against me or to leave me or abandon me. I think she feels abandoned by Simon for just giving her 13 days to move out their home and then moving on to someone else and leaving her high and dry. So she feels abandoned from that last relationship, so she doesn't want to feel the same way with him. So that's why I feel like she didn't tell him about her past, because she doesn't want to go through the same heartbreak or the heart pain of opening up again, and for the man to like up and leave her for somebody else, or make her feel less than when she does open up, and make her feel like opening up is like an issue. So I feel like she did that. She didn't tell him for a reason. Next scene is the group meet up in a room, and then you have all the couples there, and Jock and Kendra haven't spoke, since and I'm like, how do y'all share a room and y'all don't speak to each other? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not understanding that. Like, how do you share a room with someone and you haven't seen them or spoke to them and she don't answer you or nothing? So that means you slept in another room. Like, what's happening? I guess they have multiple rooms inside the suite that they share together. Maybe he sleeps in a different bedroom from her. That's what I'm guessing, because that's kind of weird. You staying with her in there. So how you don't see it? Doesn't make sense. And during the group meeting, the lady, they have a hypnotherapist that's going to work with the group, and they're going to sit and basically do like this exercise where they're going to clear their mind. It's basically like meditative, change their mindset and their state of mind by her getting them into a certain mindset in their brain, by making them close their eyes, relax, and let her to kind of guide them in their head to basically be able to open up, so that they can be open to the situation, so that she can assist them with going to another area and to start anew in their head and to be open to change and things like that for growth. So that's basically what the exercise basically is. So during that time, the lady notices that Jalen is sitting by herself, and she's like, what happened? And then Jalen's like, Fallon couldn't kind of take it. That session that she had with AJ really opened up some things in her, so she's not going to come today or what have. And he said it was really a big deal, and she's just up in her room, and she's like has to do some work, and she's afraid that she'll leave the retreat and that her and Jalen will be separate, and that's just something that she really doesn't want. But in my opinion, she was already told during her meeting with AJ that that's what needs to be done for the time being. It's not that they have to break up forever, but they have to work on themselves individually, because they're both dealing with some heavy things individually. And if they don't deal with what's going on with them individually, they ain't going to be able to come together as people, because they're not healed. When you're in a relationship, you have to heal your issues. You cannot come in a relationship with all these past issues and having all of these because it's manifesting in how y'all interact and how y'all communicate to each other, and it's not working. So you need to work on that. And she's not understanding. She's trying to move on to a situation that when she hasn't even got over her last situation, she can't do that, and she's not understanding. Like Breezy said that to her last episode, and it didn't get to the brain because she's just like literally not listening at all. It's just like, girl, you are still grieving your relationship. You are still going through that heartache and you still haven't gotten over what happened. So how can you say that you're ready to be married and to go on with your life and you haven't resolved that, and you're still conflicted and you're still having issues and you still haven't really went over that issue and really healed for real and gotten over it and worked on it and had a period of time where you literally got over and healed for a while before you decide to go on to something else. And that's the problem. Like, you haven't healed and you jump into relationship after relationship, you're never going to work on you, and that's going to manifest in the way you treat the person you're with, because you're still holding on to that, whether you want to talk about it or not. That's what you're doing. So she needs to listen. Stop talking about, oh, I want to be separate. You need to be separate, though. That's what you were just told, and you made it seem like you were on for it, but now it sounds like you're not. So you need to make up your mind, man. You really need to make up your mind, man. So next, we go back to the group, and they're doing the work with the hypnotherapist. And they having everybody closes their eyes, and like she's just talking to them and getting them to like calm down and relax. But we have over here Jock snoring over here. He's knocked out. Everybody is relaxed and chilling, and over here Jock is snoring hella loud, not listen, like he gone. He's and Kendra's like, yo, he sound like a bear, like, and he's in a deep sleep. So he's just like, he knocked out. He ain't even in, I don't even know if he went to a meditative state when he did it. He went to the psychological state that she's trying to get them to get to their, basically she's trying to get them to go to their, not to their conscious, but their subconscious mind. Because when you tap in, when you go deep into meditative state, you're going into your not your conscious mind, but your other mind. So subconscious mind, which is the other side of you that's deep within you. So that's what she's trying to get them to get them to think. So the next part of the episode, you're seeing everybody is like kind of deep into it, but Paulo keeps hitting Shireen and messing with her and waking her up, and she keeps trying to get into it, and every time she gets him, he keeps tapping her and getting her up. You good, keeps tapping, like interrupting her. And I'm like, what are you doing, Apollo? Like, he keeps doing it. It's just like it seems like he don't want her to get to that place so that she'll be calm or something, so that she can work on herself to get to that state, so that she'll change or grow or something. It's like he wants to control everything that she's doing and be in the know and know exactly what's happening, what's going on, because he wasn't even paying attention, because he feels like he's too good for it. He had already said in the confession, I don't need this, like, I'm too good for this part. Like, he didn't want to do the hypnotherapist thing. He don't want nobody to do that to him. He don't need hypnosis, blah blah blah. But she's doing that as a way to open your mindset and to make your mind more clear and more chill, or more able to work on yourself and to grow as a person. You have to be open and you have to chill. You can't be all anxious and super crazy, and he was just being crazy. So at the end of it, Tony was asking everybody like how they felt about it, and then Apollo was like, he didn't want to help, he didn't want to participate, and then he didn't want to do it. And then Shireen was like, yeah, he kept like tapping me and waking me up and stopping me from doing what I was doing. Like, every time I would get deep into it and feel something, then he would come tapping me, waking me up, talking about you good. And then Tony said, if you cannot relinquish control, it can be hindering to her and hindering to your situation. Then Breezy is like, Breezy was telling him, you got to let her be to get in the moment, and she has to be able to deal with that, because, you know, you could be stopping her from doing what she really wants to do and to becoming the person that she wants, and you can be hindering her growth and hindering her from getting into this, because she was really seems like she actually wanted to do it even though you didn't want to do it. And you can't stop her from doing things that she wants because you want to control. He's like, what are you talking about? And then Breezy's like, that's because you never know, she might move on and change to the point where she don't need you no more. And I'm just like, Breezy, you need to kind of shut up. I can't stand when people have all the things, like you trying to be the couple version of AJ and Tony or something. It's like, girl, you need to be quiet. And it's nice you trying to help, but he needed to figure that out for himself, and him and Tony was supposed to work on that, not for you. It's like, I'm getting kind of tired of her trying to act like she Dr. Phil, and she there for a reason. So I'm gonna need you to work on what you need to work on with you and your girl. Stop trying to always act like you know everything. Because baby girl, you just got into your relationship. Apollo done already been married. This is his second marriage, baby girl. So it's good that you think that you know everything, but you don't, honey. You have not been married multiple times, and you need to chill out, because there's people that's been in a relationship longer than you going through problems, and you and your girl are going through stuff. Y'all just not saying it because y'all trying to prove the point that y'all so good, and you try to prove or try to act like nothing is wrong when there's stuff, has to be something going on in your relationship. You're there for a reason. You're not there just to be chilling and having a free vacation. This is couples retreat. So you need to talk about what you need to work on and stop trying to work and help other people, because I'm getting kind of tired of Breezy always trying to act like she the naysayer of everything, and she the ruler, and she know everything. She's so smart. You know so much. Then baby girl, what are you doing here? It's like, why are you at the show if you don't need nothing? What's going on? I'm not understanding that. It's just like she was doing too much. She was getting kind of on my nerves. I was like, girl, shut up. And then Shireen was still talking in there, and she was just telling him how he kept saying that they didn't need it, and how she felt like he was demeaning her, like making it seem like her feelings didn't matter, like because she really wanted to do the hypno therapy, and she wanted to do what they were doing and sit there in peace and get into it into her head and kind of feel it out and get into it. She wanted to do it, and it seemed like he was demeaning her, putting her down, like she can't make a decision for herself, and he was kind of hindering her and stopping her from what she wanted to do. And she said, it's like, you don't trust me, you don't just trust my decision making. And then he said, oh, I apologize, I didn't mean to make you feel like that, and I don't want to make you feel like that. And then Breezy and Tony was like, okay, that's good, you apologize. And then Breezy in the commercial was like, I'm hoping that he means what he say and that he's willing to change and understand her side of it. And I'm just like, Breezy, you still need to mind your business. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't stand people that's like that, like always got something to say about other people's, but yet you still haven't told nobody what your problem is with your girl. You're trying to make it seem like y'all kumbaya, y'all have the best relationship where there's no problems, but then they don't need to be on the show. They are taking the place. If there's nothing wrong in their relationship, they took a place for a couple that really needs the help. So they need to replace her. Like, if she's not needing no help, they need to take her off the show and put somebody else there. Because you're taking the place of a couple that actually needs help. Like, you're there to get help. If you don't want to work on nothing, your relationship is so good, you should not be on the show, and you need to go somewhere. Nobody needs you to act like AJ and Tony and take their place. They already have two experts. Like, you can help the couples if they come to you, but it's like you be like out of nowhere saying stuff and talking when nobody asked you. Like, it's like, girl, that was the time when Tony was asking. He was waiting for Apollo or Shireen to talk. They weren't asking you to talk, but you had to put your 2 cents in, and you got to allow him to figure that out, because he has to see it, because he's in a relationship with her, not you. You need to chill out. I know you a lesbian and stuff, but still, you need to chill out. So then after everybody left, Breezy and Jalen were talking, and Jalen thinks that they need a break too, because in his confession he was saying that, they both have issues and it's a lot on him. He feels so much is on him, and he does need and that they need a break, and he thinks that if they don't get it, that they may not survive. And Breezy's saying that Jalen just basically needs to trust himself, that everything's going to be all right. So he just needs to trust himself, and he knows what to do, basically. So Fat Boy is speaking with Apollo. He basically called up Apollo, said he needs to talk with him, and Apollo's like, more than happy to talk with Fat Boy, So he told him to come on by, and then, Apollo's like, what was happening? Because when I was in the elevator with you, I heard you and your girl yelling and going on, like, what happened? And then Fat Boy was like, when they were in the elevator, they had just been talking, how a girl on Instagram had hit him up or whatever. He told her about the DM. His wife Tiana was like basically conversing back and forth with the girl, and that he was speaking to her. He said, just let me get my phone. And that's when the argument ensued, because he's asking her for the phone. I guess in the way he responded, like, ask for the phone was kind of aggressive, and he was angry and stuff. And he's like, give me the phone, let me have his phone. And she's just like, nah. And just from his response, she felt away, like, and the wife was like upset, whatever. and they were basically going back and forth. He asked for his phone, and she felt embarrassed. So basically, Apollo's like, how did you and your girl meet? And then he said, I met my wife on Instagram. And he said, that's your MO. See, that's the problem. You met her on IG, and now you're cheating on her and talking to other women on IG. So that's become a problem. So now she's saying that that's your MO. So you put up a fight, which you got angry, and she thinks you put up a fight because you're guilty of something. So because of that, she's basically defensive, and she's feeling away because she's thinking you're doing the same thing that you did with her, and you're finding somebody interested. And he said, nah, I was so intrigued and so in love with her. That's why I pursued her and stuff. But basically you're using the same thing that you met her on to get her. See, that's the problem. That lies the issue then. That's what Paulo was trying to tell him, that lies the issue. And Paulo said, you have to do better. And you getting angry is not going to help the situation. You're going to have to come at the situation level head. I know you're getting angry because he said, when you get into, he said, even me when I get into with my wife or with Shireen, and I do get angry about stuff. But you have to come at it in a different way, because if you come with the angry head, nothing's going to get solved. And Apollo was like, it's more, he said, you have to move more with pride and dignity to fat boy. You got to hold yourself to a higher standard now, because you got your wife and you don't want to mess that up. And he said, she's my best friend. And I'm just like, if she's your best friend, this is how you treat your friend? You lie to your friend, you cheat on your friend, you be entertaining other chicks. If that's how you treat your best friend, I don't want to be your friend. Because I'm sorry, that's not, that I don't believe that story. Every time a dude is with a woman and he talk about, she's my best friend, but you lie to your best friend, you cheat on your best friend, you consistently keep doing stuff to deceive and misuse that person and make that person not trust you. I don't believe that, because when dudes are friends with guys, they don't even lie to their friends. They be way more truthful and upfront with their homies. So I don't think you see her as your best friend, because you was more truthful with Apollo than you are to her. So she's your best friend, but yet you're not speaking to her, you're not communicating with her effectively, and you have a problem with understanding that you broke the trust. In order to get the trust back, you're gonna have to show and prove, because your words don't mean nothing to her. She don't trust your word no more. She don't trust you at all. So you're going to have to prove, and proof is in the actions. It's in the pudding, like they say, and it's in your actions. You have to prove to her she can trust you. Because right now, I wouldn't trust nothing you say either, because you're a liar. You're using the same way you met her to get you females to cheat on her with. And then you wonder why she don't trust nothing you say and don't believe you. That is why. That's why. That's why I wouldn't trust you either. You gonna use the same thing you met me on and go meet another female so that you could cheat on me and then think I'm gonna trust you. You know how that? Yes. So next scene is Doc, and he comes by to talk to AJ, and she heard there was some fire between him and Kendra because they got into it. So Kendra keeps going off on him, he was saying, and then he said that she was laying in bed and he saw her crying. And he said there was a lot going on. She was crying, and he asked her what's wrong, and then she said she don't know why. And he said, and she don't know why. Like, she don't know why. It's just a lot of stuff going on. That's all she said. And then he was like, and he told AJ, and AJ's like, so you don't know why? He said, nah, you don't know why? And then he's like, AJ was like, yeah, you do know, because you married to her, so you know exactly what's going on. And then he said that, and then AJ asked him, why did you want to marry Kendra? And then he said that he married her due to them having the same idea on what marriage was. And he met, and because they had the same idea with marriage, they had a lot in common in reference to that, and they connected on that point. So, from then on, like, they were just together and they enjoyed each other. And then, he met her dad and said that she said that she hates him. And then, that if she wasn't spending so much time with him, she would have had time for her dad. So I'm thinking that she lost her dad. Her dad died or something, or he got really sick or something, because she's saying she hates him because she had to spend so much time with him. If she wasn't so engrossed in him, she would have had more time with her dad. And he said that, like, really confuses him that she said that. So, and then he said, I'm going to go to my room, even though we're not talking, she's not answering me. And the agent said, she's not answering me. He said, no. He said, In my room, she said, why you say my room, your room? He said, because, there's some couples where they're not even staying in the same room. So I'm saying, even if me and her get into it, I still stay in the room that I have in there. I don't live separate. She said, what you mean? He said, Tiana doesn't seem like she wants anything to do with Fat Boy. He told AJ, and I'm just like, really, Doc, why are you snitching on people? That ain't your place to be telling people. Look at that, snitching. That's something else, snitching. That's something else. I cannot wish. But I understand why he's saying that, because I guess he's trying to get them to get help, the help that they need, because they're going through a lot of turmoil, because Tiana's like literally really fed up to here with old boy, because she's not even staying in the same room with him. Like, she going somewhere else. She going to another separate room. Guess she went to another room inside the hotel, because she ain't even staying with him. That's how disgusted she is with him, I guess. So the next scene is Apollo and Shireen, and then they arguing about him massage. He said, you want me to massage your feet or not? She said, okay, cool. So then he's wiping her feet down. She said, why are you wiping my feet down? I know my feet don't smell. And then Apollo gonna try to be funny and talk about, your feet smell like chips. And then he smelled his hand. He's stupid. I'm like, I'm done with him. And then he told his wife about the fact that he spoke to Fat Boy, because Fat Boy said he wanted to talk to him, and how he was helping him, and how they're having their issues in their relationship, and how he's helping him see, how he can do better in his relationship with his wife, Tiana. So then Shireen is like, she said that, like, she don't like to kind of be all in other people's business or hear about other people's problems when they already have issues of their own. She rather resolve what's going on with them, but, than help other people at this point, because they have their own issues that they need to deal with. So then Apollo's like, we can, like, help others, and, just pass it down and pay it forward. That's like, what's the point of us being here, is to help other people as well as help ourselves. But she said, nah. And she said, you see how you doing, you trying to help them. She said, and see, that's why people had to talk to you during the thing and tell you how you were trying to be controlling during the hypnotherapy session, and how you didn't see, and people had to pinpoint and prove to you, and how you're controlling. He says he admit that he tries to control things. He's obsessed with her, and Shireen said that's kind of scary. And I'm like, what kind of nonsense, crazy relationship is this? Apollo has lack of trust for his wife as well, because I think he don't trust her. That's why he's trying to control her, because in his last relationship, what happened with Phaedra, he need to talk about that. I think that's part of that situation that happened when he was married to Phaedra. How she was in control of everything. She was a lawyer, and, when he went to prison, how she had control of everything, and he really didn't have control of anything, and how she used to, like, want to save face and prove things to people, make things look a certain way, because she wanted to make herself look better, and she didn't want people to know, like the kind of guy that she was with. She was kind of embarrassed of him and stuff like that. So I think that situation that happened with him and Phaedra is the reason why he's so controlling over her. He hasn't really said that, but I think that that's what it is. And then they have a part in the show where they show the couples talking about, and then Paolo talks about being in jail, and how he gets reminded when he has to listen to others and them trying to tell him what to do, how that affected him. And that is kind of like put steaming his way into their relationship, that aspect of him going to jail. But I think some of it is, like I said, Phaedra and what he went through in his first marriage. And then Jock said his mother, and having to back down from a woman when you get into it with them, and them having authority over him, and how when he's in a relationship, like, seeing a woman like that, it really affects you, he was saying. So the next scene, they have Fallon, and she's in a room, and then Jalen's in there, and then the hypnotherapist is there, and Fallon's all for him getting help, because she wants him to be better so that they can be together, so she can get married. You see how she's still not grasping that she has to work on herself, and that the marriage thing is not something that should be on the table, or she should be thinking about anymore right now. That she really has to get through these issues that she has, because the issues she have with, she's talking about how she don't like men at all. She don't like them. So if you don't like them, why you want to get married to one? You need to work on that, girl. So she leaves because he's doing an individual session with the lady. So then during the session, she has him lay down, He closes his eyes, and she does the same thing that she did with them to get them to relax. Closing her eyes, she does like this, snaps her finger, and then she asks him, "Where are you now? What time is it? It's night. What's going on at night? It's dark. Okay. And how old are you?" He said, "I'm 5 years old and I'm scared." She said, "Why are you scared?" He said, "I see my mom getting hit." And how you feel seeing her get hit, how does it make you feel? He even says, "It makes me feel helpless. It makes me feel useless because I can't help her," because he wanted to help her, but there's nothing he can do because he's a child. So he feels inadequate. And she said, and with these inadequacies in your life, that's how you feel in your relationship with Jalen. And he's like, not Jalen, but in his relationship with Fallon, I mean. And she said, and these beliefs, where do they come from? He's like, from the past, and they're not from thoughts of your own. So she said, this is what I'm going to have you say that you have a lack of feeling like you're powerless, and that you don't have anything. So she helps him feel empowered and has him say certain statements to have him get the empowerment back in his life and to feel good about his situation with her and things like that. So it's good. She's basically giving him words of affirmations to say out loud to make him feel empowered and get the power that he's lacking in his situation, from the past until now in his relationship currently. So it's kind of good. I like that. So I said, "You better go, lady. She's good." And then next scene is Tiana, Fat Boy, and Tiana's upset basically saying how she's upset how he acted, him calling her stupid. So Fat Boy comes in, he comes to try to talk to her. And then she tells him, "It's crazy how you call me stupid." He said that he was sorry. And in the moment, how am I stupid in the moment? And the issue is, why do you feel the need to talk about things, he's basically saying, and bring up, that I'm stupid and things like that. And the thing, how am I stupid? Because I'm trying to talk to you and be grown about you. And just because she said originally when you first brought up the situation with about the Instagram message, I wasn't mad, but when I originally tried to talk to you and have a conversation, all of a sudden you talking about I'm crazy and that I'm stupid. He said in a moment, that's how I felt, like you were being stupid. She said, "Why am I being stupid? That doesn't make any sense to me because, it doesn't make sense." And he said, "Why do you feed into it?" He said, she said, "The reason why I feed into it because in the past you told me that it wasn't nothing, and I believed you that it wasn't nothing, but then it really was something. So now when you tell me that it's nothing, like I don't believe you when you tell me it's nothing." And then he said it's always something when you say it was nothing. So I'm not going for it this time. And he said, "Well, people want to tear us down. You don't get it." And she said, "Yeah, whatever." He said, "Yeah, you ain't trying to understand me." And she said, "You ain't trying to understand me." So my whole thing with him is he broke their trust. So he's going to have to earn her trust back. And for me, my whole thing is he may have to get off of Instagram because that's where you met her at. And until you can prove to her that she can trust you, she ain't going to trust you being on Instagram because it's always something. It's always going to be someone that's going to try to tear you down like you say, but you created that by consistently cheating on her through Instagram where you met her at. So when you are on there, she's not finna trust you because you've already got caught multiple times in lies where you told her that it was nothing, that those people were lying, and now you're saying the same excuse to her again, and Apollo already told you that it's your MO. So she doesn't trust what you're saying because that's your MO. You're gonna have to prove to her that she can trust you again, and building on trust is gonna be that when, like he told you, when she calls you out on conversations with these females, and even if they're making up stuff, you cannot come at her with anger because you can't get mad at her because you're the one who created that by lying. If you would have never lied, then she would have trusted you. But at this point, you broke the trust, so you're going to have to repair it again to get her to trust you again. Because like she said, originally when you brought up the information about the Instagram message, she really wasn't feeling no type of way about it. It's just how you went about it and got all upset because she had your phone. You were getting all angry because you obviously must have something else in your phone, because why would you get angry about about and keep being aggressive. Oh, my phone, remember my phone. No. What you need to rush to give you your phone? You should remember what you messaging to people. So are you guilty of doing something? Like, that's why you're getting angry? Because there's no reason for them to get angry. If she got your phone, okay, she got your phone. But if she's not being really aggressive in the moment, like, what are you doing getting all upset because she's asking for your phone? Like, she got your phone already. You allowed her to use it or have it to look through the messages. So that's on you. That's your fault. So for me, like, he's going to have to work on, like Apollo said, not getting upset and to chill out and to grow up. If she's your best friend, you need to start treating her like that and have some respect for her and stop entertaining all these females. And even if you're not doing it anymore, it's like you're the boy that cried wolf. You done said there's a wolf, there's a wolf, there's a wolf. Like you said, you're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. As you saying there's a wolf multiple times. And then she goes and then there's no wolf there. And then come to find out there was no wolf there. So you keep telling her, oh, nothing is going on, when it is something going on. And now that you're saying, oh, it's a wolf now, she don't believe you no more. It's just like, I don't believe there's a wolf now, because you done already said it several times that you wasn't doing shit, but you really was. So yeah, don't do stupid stuff like that if you're not gonna be about your word. Don't do stuff that causes your significant other not to trust you, and then come at them sideways and get little attitudes because you lied. Well, that's your fault. You shouldn't have never lied, my man. But that's how I feel about the episode. It's getting really good, and I'm really liking the episode, and I just need them to figure out what's going on with this Breezy and Chris. If there's no issues between them, I think they need to take Breezy off the show and put a couple in there that actually has some issues to keep us entertained. So I'm kind of bored with her, and I just feel like she's trying to act like she's the guru of the group and stuff, and I'm going to need her to literally like have something going on between her and her girl. I think next episode we're going to find out if there's any issue between them, and I'm hoping that we find something out, because last episode, the thing that AJ pulled out from the fact that she smokes cigarettes is not a real issue to me. It really was like a small, petty, stupid thing. So they need to have an issue, or they need to swap her out off the show and put somebody else there, because I don't want nobody on the show that literally doesn't need no help and they're trying to act like they're the couple version of AJ and Tony. Like, no, we already have experts here. We need you to be like every other couple and be going through something, getting help with your issues, because nobody on the show is helping her Breezy and her girl with anything, because they're acting like their relationship is perfect. So if it is, then why are you on the show asking for help then, if you don't need help? Understand that? Yeah. So what y'all think about it? Comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think of the video, and talk to you later, YouTube.